You know,
Well, it's a 5 second stream, so
that we're dead air again. That would not be great. Cool.
what's this? Hello?
Hello and welcome to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, we're actually here 2 weeks in a row without something interrupting.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what they all say.
Do they?
Oh, we are live. Look at that. Wow,
Yeah.
we did it properly.
Yeah.
We've been here for a minute.
I suppose I should actually be ready for that bullshit.
Maybe. Also,
Hey.
live audience, let me know if I'm a little too quiet. I'm trying the mic in the headset as opposed to pulling it out. Because it tends to creak a little. But if these guys haven't complained so far, I have a feeling it's probably okay.
Sounds alright to me. Black Frost, what is up?
Good evening. Good evening.
Oh, hello.
Hey, water.
So I may or may not have responded to a creepy creature in a haunted house that scared me with "Oh, hello" at one point last night, and they just stopped and said the same thing back to me, and then turned around and walked away.
Can you imagine a horror movie ending like an hour early just that way? The ghost is, hello.
And then it's just a rom-com from there.
Depending on the movie, depending who's in it, I might watch it.
He realized for the rest of the night he was just gonna jump out of the bushes or whatever and be like, "Oh, hello," and just steal it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah.
Indeed, that's my filler topic for the moment.
Yeah, that's fair. How about this gorgeous photo? Courtesy of Dennis here.
That is a good looking photo. Look at them leaves.
It's all right. It's all right.
Get
Them
the
basic,
leaves in that photo.
Copper matches the leaves. Very good.
them basic bitches like them.
I'm gonna be
leaves,
honest. It's
that's
all
for
like
sure.
behind the camera. Hold on a second. That looks really nice.
Thank you.
At least he's honest. At least he's honest.
It looks good.
Yeah.
But y'all are right here.
I thought you were gonna say, but looks could be deceiving. Just be super shady about the whole thing.
I mean,
Black Frost Infinite, what are you carrying this evening? Who's going first?
I can go first.
You want to go first? Sure.
Sure, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Mainly because it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty happy.
Mm-hmm.
Riding that train.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. You got it to balance, did you?
Barely, but yes.
That lanyard swing in the wind couldn't have made things any easier, huh?
The pocket clip takes up a fair amount of the back, so it gets kind of wonky.
I don't know. It only runs like 90% of the length of the handle there.
Yeah.
They should have done like the cold steel grick and made it part of the handle.
Only if it was also titanium.
Well, yeah.
Oh, why?
Like Spyderco styles.
Oh, could you imagine if the entire side was like that same hammered texture?
The hammered, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
with the clip,
that'd be-
with the clippy. Yeah.
That would
do
be
you want to
cool.
hurt me?
What do you mean hurt you? It's great.
You
You know
have
exactly what I mean.
you have contacts to make that your own. Go ahead.
Oh.
Go out into the wild and do it. And then thank me later.
No.
No.
You know you're going to.
Stanson 357, what is up?
I can get you the raw titanium.
No, stop it. Get away from me. Justin's carrying his Kershaw Natrix for a change. Is it a copper Natrix?
Well, that's gonna come up in today's episode.
Oh, there you go.
It's funny
Um,
how the copper matrix was always add to cart throughout, despite other shortages.
I mean, have you held that thing?
Yes,
It weighs
Couple-
as much as a dying star.
a couple times.
Yeah. Everybody
Anyway.
wants copper until they realize
Black
how
Frost
much.
is carrying his 308.
Cool.
What? Everyone wants copper until they realize that it's ridiculous.
Until they
It's
realize
better as an accent.
it's a brick in their pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a black matrix. Okay. Good, Justin. You picked the right one.
But anyway.
I mean, it's not 777, but like, give him a break.
Wow. I mean,
let's
availability
be
is somewhat
honest, that would
limited. Hey?
Yes, but that would be the right choice, I feel.
I'll go next.
I'll go buy a matrix.
Yeah, I've been carrying something that's not a Sabenza. It's amazing. It's
Shock and awe.
I know. I miss it. I miss it already. It's not for long, but it's only a 31, and Fisk hasn't been joining our crew the last couple of weeks. So
I see.
yeah, representing the boycotting the 31, I have put it back in the box. Actually, it's not there. It's upside. What? Oh, it's in my pocket.
That did not last long at all.
So yeah, apparently when I took this knife out tonight, because I have actually carried this a couple times this week, it's the
Yeah.
Monterey Bay Old Guard.
That's a cool knife.
That's a good knife.
And Paul can attest that I did actually rock that a couple times for my right hand carry. Yeah.
1000%. I really like the texture on the titanium on the Old Guard. It's almost got like an orange peely kind of jive to it.
A little bit of that for sure. I'm still working on getting a decent clip for it. I might go MXG. Yeah, Black Frost is still asking. No, that's why I took the picture clip the other way. Come on. I'm not showing off a new clip. That's not why I took the picture. It might be on a wish list. We'll see. But
You should make it happen. That knife deserves
We'll
a
have
nice
to
clip.
talk about that one. I might know another guy. Anyways.
M390 in that thing?
correct, sir. Correct.
Yeah. Something the Sabenza should have switched to a long time ago, but that's
Meh.
the whole lineage with Chris Reeve working on this series of fields. I get it, but come on.
So on that note, last but not least,
Yes, I started carrying something after I finally feel like I fixed it as much as I can. My Cogent from
That's-
Civivi.
A glowing endorsement.
Well, it's been a number of streams since I last had this up, but I had some significant up and down play. I've almost completely gotten that out. I feel like if I remove any more, the button's gonna pop right out of the handle, though. So I'm not modifying it anymore. I'm just carrying it and using it. So far, seems to be reliable in terms of pickup. But yeah, wish it was like this out of the box. At least this good out of the box. But
That's fair. Examinator, what is up?
what are you carrying? Yeah, good to see. Most of the time, Civivi does a pretty decent job.
Yeah.
On lockup, at least. There's some of their other fit and finish is inconsistent, but
Examinator has a question for you, Joe. Is that handle, would you describe it as blurple?
in this photo, it doesn't really show a great job of the color. It's pretty purple. Like
Yeah.
I don't. Oh wow, where did I actually put my military? I was
It's
gonna say I have a blurple military here that's aged, but
What's the big purple weird thing from McDonald's?
Grimace.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
Grimace purple.
It is very purple. Yes. Yeah.
say,
No, it's
there's not much blur to that purple.
Oh,
That is true. It's not at all translucent like the military is either. It's very opaque. That's another thing I thought I had handy here with a flashlight, but
How do you change the opacity of your G10?
it's the dye, because G10 is just fiberglass and resin, so it's
Yeah.
normally transparent or translucent at least. But
How skeletonized are your liners? That's the other thing too.
on the Cogent, pretty skeletonized actually. It's not,
but
uh,
they are still full, correct? They are still full liners.
Yeah, they're full length.
Yeah.
But they're pretty heavily skeletonized. I don't know how well that's going to turn up.
So one of the other kickers on the military is you can throw a flashlight up on the military and actually see where the liners, or make the blurple look slightly darker than when there is not liners. So
that being said,
that comes into play. Whoa, Jesus Christ, man! What is he trying to accomplish? Like, hey, check this out, audience.
So
burn out his camera.
You can see my thumb and my finger lighting up from the 1600 lumens on this thing, but the handle itself does not go at all. It's very opaque on this thing. But what Dennis is talking about is the liner on the liner lock side. Like, you'll be able to see the handle itself actually glow. Yeah. Pretty substantially, too.
Compared to where the steel liner is. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Silly shit you notice. Yeah.
Well, when I'm trying to use my X-ray goggles / knife to look at the sun, it's...
Oh God, it burns. These holes in the handles aren't helping at all. Yeah.
Gerber paraframe is terrible. Let's just say it's
just burning your retinas.
No, that's a different statement completely. It's just the Gerber paraframe is terrible.
Yeah.
We have to bring that up every now and again.
Yeah, it's just if people didn't know.
Terrible. God awful.
It's not good.
You God. You God. God no.
Please. Oh God.
All right. So, we killed enough of our first 15 minutes.
Yeah, there you go.
We're early for everything. Going live, getting the rolling, even with me procrastinating. We still got 2 minutes. It's great. It's great.
It's all good. Here's some knives that don't suck. Speaking of the Gerber paraframe.
Well, we'll get into it. But yeah.
Yeah, there's some shade. There's some early shade. So for those not acquainted, these are alternate versions of standard models from the ZT lineup. The factory special series. Mostly aesthetic changes. We'll talk about the ones that are and not. The obvious ones are going to be these copper, well, in one case, a copper inlay, and then a full copper scale on 2 of the knives here. These are periodic. I don't think these were all announced at the same time. They were kind of like sequential releases.
Yes.
Trickled out.
Yeah, they trickled out. They have been since last year. There was even a blue 562 BW. Blue something. Anyway, they didn't last long. Yeah. That was also a factory series special. So yes, it's a thing the last couple of years that they've been doing. I kind of chuckled in my head about all of these knives are being like, my factory tells me I'm special. But
for what we have here tonight, 2 out of 3, I would agree. Substantially. Anyway.
I'm curious about the 2 out of 3. I bet you they're not even going to line up with the one I like.
pretty much, yeah. I'm willing to bet. But I think we're both a little bit biased in that regard, but that's okay. So periodic releases from ZT, possibly in a way to be, I wouldn't say directly competitive, but Spyderco's been doing sprint runs and limited editions and special runs for knife companies for a while now, knife retailers, I should say. So this is kind of analogous. This is along the same sort of thing for that in my mind.
What?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Joe's
an
saying-
it's an analog to that. There you go.
Yeah, there you
Joe's making up words. Yeah.
go.
So many words I've read, I've never tried to pronounce. I hate that.
Chameleon.
Exactly, you get it.
Like chitin.
That sounded anyway. So the ZT knives, you say? What do
Yeah.
we? Which one? Which one do we want to dive into? Let's go with the little guy, little 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fires
way
like
up.
a 22. Wow.
It kind of it does have a pretty nice action, though, I will say.
Where's that leave button?
Yeah. So
You just got up and left the last time I said something. So
I'm just gonna go and hang out in like the common area for a while.
yeah, just have a smoke, relax.
Yeah, go watch the stream.
start in the chat a little bit.
Wow, these guys suck. And then it comes back.
Boom!
Can't hold a conversation to save their lives. Jesus Christ.
Low energy stream says what? Yeah.
All right. I don't even know. This one, 20 CB. It's all about the 20 CBs.
Yeah. So this guy, the blade steel didn't change. To my knowledge, it's just the carbon fiber scale had been replaced with the copper show side scale, and the ring is titanium. I think the other ring was titanium as well. Either that or anodized aluminum. but
Blue, right?
It was blue, which means it could be titanium as well, but
I believe it was a titanium pivot collar. Yeah.
okay. So in this case, it's just the brushed finish. They just didn't anodize it.
CPM, always afraid to ask, but what are you carrying? Also, yeah, the fight with ZT on Instagram. Who has it? Jesus, it's like they're terrible at marketing. Does it have anything to do with an 0609 and a pivot tool?
Really? Did it?
I don't know, but
I kind of want to hear about it.
they
now.
lost a bunch of boys on that one. It's
You know what? I think talking about ZT's marketing might actually be something that's discussing at some point. But yeah.
You're gonna have that discussion with their legal team.
Yeah, I'm not.
You
touching
can
that
have a conversation about their marketing with them.
Oh, I see. It's gonna be that way, is it? That's unfortunate.
I'm not saying shit.
Woof. All right.
So-
it's one of those.
It's changed to the Pokey Joseph all of a sudden. It's
What's? I
Don't.
don't like that.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't like
leave
any
it.
of that.
We're just gonna leave it.
What's the Spyderco that they shape like a dog?
The Poochie.
Pokey, Pochi, Pochi.
That
Cultro Tech Zim 2.0 CPM is carrying 1 of 35 custom. Wow, that's fancy.
Pinkies up.
Always, sir. Yeah.
White gloves on.
Speaking of, how'd you like them coppers? White gloves on.
Yeah,
I don't.
Jedi.
I don't touch these in the shop.
I do like this. I got Paul to open one for me the other day. Like, Paul, hit the flipper tab on this. I don't want to touch it. I'm not even kidding. I did it.
Absolutely did.
No joke. These are knives that, to keep looking pristine, are oiled in the shop to keep any kind of oxidization from forming, and I do not like touching even the sides of these copper scales. There is no protective film, no coating or anything to keep it from oxidizing.
Yeah, what's up with that, CT?
Yeah,
But people are getting it
Spyderco's.
so it would oxidize, right?
Well, that's fine, but Spyderco even will ship their titanium products with plastic to prevent it from being marked. You can't
Their
tell
little
me that
peel.
ZT can't just order a little bit of plastic adhesive to keep things from, not
Like
A
being
little
pristine.
peel of plastic. It's been
Heat
known
shrink
to.
style, so I can like contour too. Be perfect.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
Hey, they've done that before. Yeah, there's no
So,
reason why they couldn't do it on this one for sure.
like, I have no problems with owning a piece of copper and then having it change color, but I definitely don't want it to change color before I buy it if it's not meant to be that way. That being said,
Come on,
it's
they put it in a plastic bag. What more can you ask for?
yeah, pretty much. But it is very much bare copper. I do like the surface finish. It's pretty smooth. It's nicely sanded down to whatever final grit and polish they ended up doing. None of the nothing looks over-rounded, which can be easy to do with copper scales.
Except their flipper tab. Ciao.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of, I don't know. It's this thing is just
Speaking of
it's
small
because it's
knives,
so small, and they tried to make a crispy detent on this bad boy. I do find that this thing wants to almost flip out of your hand because of how
Yeah.
crispy the detent is. The alternative is it falls out all sluggish like. But
I bet you if you threw one of these on, it would actually be all right.
how dare you, sir?
Honestly, this is the size
Wiggle
knife
your
where,
lanyard at me.
because of the contouring and the handles, I
flopping it
don't think
about.
it needs a lanyard, but I think it would probably be improved with the presence of one.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not that you have to do it, but training wheels sometimes are nice.
That being said, this knife doesn't have a through lanyard hole, and I don't believe it has a separate pin for mounting. It's just pocket clip and standoff at the back.
Yeah. As soon as I looked up, I just saw like the pocket clip holes there. I realized there wasn't a lanyard hole. So unless they did a weird one.
No, do it. You should do it.
Also,
what if I just like drill out the backspacer?
For that last stop pin, I'm sure you can get some aftermarket. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Some weird notification saying we were disconnected from OBS, but I think everything's still okay.
Well, you know,
running now, right?
When's the last time you screwed one of these streams up, Joe? To do.
Don't worry, that's not me. That's the computer this time.
If I had a chart in the background, it would probably be the scores from Nigel's whiteboard. But if it was something else, it would be how many days Joe screwed a stream up.
Probably 4 days. I can think of 3 distinct ones, but I'm probably forgetting one. So probably 4.
We err every 7 days. If it only said 4 days back there, I'd be concerned.
That's not what I meant, but fine. Oh.
I know, but it's funnier that way.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Can't decide if he's willfully misinterpreting you or.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's good.
I'm very willful about misinterpreting Joe.
Trying to get back on track, but
sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. This knife.
We actually lose some bullshit.
Oh, I think we're here.
Okay.
Stream. I have another window open here. That's our live stream in the YouTube studio window, and it looks like everything's okay. So I'm just gonna keep going. Okay. So one weird thing, and I didn't. Has anybody actually looked on the inside of the holes on the popper scale to see if there's any kind of insert, or is it just popper threading that's going to be holding the pocket clip on the left side?
It looks like it's copper threading, to be honest with you.
I think it's just straight copper, which...
Unless the barrel spacer is a female insert and you're putting it through there, and then the male insert goes onto the titanium side and threads down and in, and that's what holds it together.
I see.
Because if that's the case, then there would be no threading on the copper side, right?
There would have to be at least one, just because there's 2 holes for the pocket clip. But
yeah. On that particular,
yeah.
I think it's just threading into copper. I don't think it's
not the worst thing in the world, given how thick the material is. But
steel
it would have
plate,
been nice to see steel. Yeah.
I think the screws are probably long enough because there's no internal milling on this knife. It's only this big, so they didn't care.
Yeah.
CPM is confirming the fact that it's copper threading, and that people have bought it and have obviously stripped stuff because they've thrown them in the garbage. So, yeah, people are stripping them.
Lovely. Yeah, copper is not exactly known for being a particularly
Don't
hard
go
material.
nasty with it.
No.
There's only a right fifth pocket, anyways, right? So.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This is a ludicrously small knife. Cost per dollar is quite high. I would be cautious of how I carried this thing.
Cost per dollar on the original one was quite high. Then they were like, hey, is copper more expensive than carbon fiber? No. What if we made it limited edition? How about yes?
Now
Yes.
I actually haven't checked the price of copper versus carbon fiber lately, but yeah,
If I were to take a wild shot in the dark, I don't know, man.
yeah.
Copper's pretty expensive, but it's not as expensive as carbon fiber, I don't think.
And I think ZT typically uses a pretty nice weave of carbon fiber, not a lot of voids. I'm not sure if they make it in house or if they just pay a little bit extra for, I don't know, but
Good shit.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's a shame that things are stripping out already. That there's already reports of it because it's not like this was a. Was this a limited run to how many pieces? Was it 600 or?
I don't know how many of these things they make. They don't really say. Limited run.
Okay.
They don't say on the box. They don't say on the thing. I think it does say on the blade. What does our... Oh, did I take a picture that didn't have a good picture? Oh, because the other side has the number. But they're serial numbered, so I mean...
Well, they are... Yeah, but I mean, standard
All of
ZTs
them
are
are
serial
serial.
too, right?
Yeah. I'm just going to make a note of it to double check what our serial number is on ours.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess without getting too far into reviewing, because we have two other knives to get through, I would have preferred something anything other than copper. On the Sinkovich, the upcoming knife, I think the copper inlays, I think it's pretty cool. I visually, I really dig it. The contrast is nice. Here, it just feels like cool. You used a really dense material on a really small knife, and that's novel something.
Yeah,
but
you've fucktupled the weight of this knife. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucktupling, all right. But I think they're almost going for the modders on this one. And this one would be a cool shipwreck pattern in particular, whereas I should have brought it up because this is probably going to come up in conversation a couple times. This some bitch. Yeah.
CPM just said you're better off buying limited edition Oreos.
They're funny, all limited edition, CPM. They're all limited edition. If it's an Oreo.
But like,
their time has a stop date.
Imagine if they had done like a slightly contoured like linen canvas micarta instead of this. Don't you think that'd be way more cool? Like you're still staying with a composite material, but you're playing with stuff you don't normally play with.
If you do the burgundy micarta, it's just always so pretty, but you never see it enough places.
Yeah, but then you guys are talking about things that are going to actually cost more to manufacture, not just cost more to the consumer.
I don't know. Well, okay, so yeah. But I mean,
by that
I was gonna say nix the contour.
This, on the other hand, ticks all of the boxes.
Just a full
not
copper
just
scale.
Your boxes.
Is this S35 or 20 CV?
20 CV.
Okay.
Yeah. They still do keep the 20 CV. They didn't change anything else.
It was on the OG one as well. Yeah.
And it better be for the price.
I knew it hadn't changed, but I couldn't remember which one it was.
Financially, this makes much more sense than micarta, where you would have to do steel inserts and milling on the inside and things to reinforce them. That would be more work than just a copper slab that someone can strip from time to time and bitch about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of other copper things that we can bitch about, how about the next? No, I'm just kidding.
All right. No. I'm honestly ready to move on to the next one if you are. Yeah, we could do that.
This looks like the world's weirdest rhinoceros, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Sinkovich?
Yes, please.
Is that like when that guy gets stuck saying Malkovich the whole time? Sinkovich, 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 Sinkovich.
So this is a modified version of the 470. One non-obvious change, aside from the copper in the DLC, they did a S110V blade instead of the 20CV. This is the only one out of the three that feels like an actual upgrade by going to the factory special, at least to me.
Because you get the S110?
Sorry?
Because of the S110?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. ZT's used this steel before. They're not brand new to it, but it's been a long time since I've seen a model from ZT utilizing this steel.
apparently this is a Sinkovich that Sinkovich has disowned. And
I'm
if he disowned
curious.
the 470, he's wrong because it's a fucking great knife. It's a very pretty knife, whether in this outfit or its original.
Well, and the original's nicer, but that's
CPM,
my
could you
opinion.
could you elaborate a little bit on that? Because I have no clue what you're
Which one's
talking about.
nicer?
I like the original 470 more than this.
I agree with you on that, but I still like this.
I mean, both of them have shit-tastic clips, but that's ZT and Kershaw. You can't blame Sinkovich for it. So
Kershaw is helping keep MXG in business.
there's some cohesion going on.
Cohesion indeed.
I'm gonna pop up that comparison picture you helpfully took with the Dragonfly.
Well, I had to sneak it in here somehow. Jesus Christ. That's, my Dragonfly always finds a way. So,
I do agree that the inlay material is nice, nicer. It is nicer. It is that marble
is
carbon
of the
fiber.
more nice varieties. Yeah.
More nice. Still titanium. No DLC. Although the pivot, I don't think the pivot on the original was DLC. I think it was just black oxide coating. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But the original was 20 CV, not S35 either. Personally, I like the copper and the DLC black. I think that looks much more striking. And I'm kind of a slut for carbon fiber. That's usually the thing that gets me going. But in this specific instance, as an inlay, I think it looks much nicer.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, you dirty bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. But yeah.
This is one of the few times that I've actually looked at DLC titanium and been like, all right, I get it.
See, but I think it takes the inlay in order for it to become attractive, because I have some DLC titanium and just doesn't do much of anything. Like it was
Like, I don't hate the 804. I mean, I have one, but
yeah,
I like it. The copper really pops with that black background.
Yes,
and I imagine you could get those purples in about 35 seconds by looking at this knife the wrong way. So,
I am happy that they did the blade black as well. I feel having it be silver toned with the black handle and the copper inlay, it would look a little scattered. But even though it was S110 and S110 is very stain resistant, I am happy they went this route. I think it looks a lot nicer this way than it would have otherwise. Unfortunately, it looks like they're still threading the backspacer, the inlay here is still threaded. So it would be the same copper stripping problem.
Potentially, but if this is it might be threaded down into titanium. If this is inlay, right?
That would be nice, yeah. I don't actually, I've never checked. I've literally.
Is it only a single screw connection, or do you use the other screw beside it there?
You use the other screw beside it, yeah. My advice, honestly, if you were going to switch this to the left side, and this goes for the 22 as well, the 0022, using some medium strength Loctite and being very ginger with the threading in, just allowing things to just barely seat and then let the Loctite hold it together.
Are you using the term ginger because we're talking about copper knives, Joe?
Sure, why not? That's much more clever than you're giving me. Much more credit.
You're giving me much more clever than you're giving me.
Yeah. I can speak. I know words.
We're back to even.
I've said them
before.
Absolutely. Awful. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints about this knife. What about you guys?
I feel like this with a shipwreck would look fucking boss.
Oh, dude. Okay. It would be nice if they had done some sort of chemical treatment to the copper. Like anything would have been nicer than just plain copper.
Or, a sticker. I'm gonna bitch about that as well. Just put a freaking sticker so it doesn't change all goddamn colors.
Yeah.
I'm flogging horses here. Come on.
Same complaint. Still stands.
So
this
would be easier to sticker too, to be honest.
Super easy. This is just a lazy one. Yeah.
A little short-sighted. But yeah, do either of you have any real major complaints about this one, or not particularly?
Pricey
Costs
price.
both
but,
your
yeah.
arms and both your legs.
Yes. What's the MSRP on this guy?
All of your money.
Is it 5 or 6?
Give me all your money.
So this is more of a just factory bitch more than anything else. But this thing came dry as shit out of the box. It's ratchety. It's not smooth.
Really?
Yeah, you could tweak it. You could play with it. For something that's this much money, you would think that all the amounts of lubrification.
Are they still doing the thing at the border where they're tightening them down and loosening them off?
I don't think so. But yeah, that's the one thing I noticed on this guy. Not so much on the 22 or on the 640. Didn't find those ones dry at all, but I found this one extremely dry out of the box, just running dry.
They accidentally skip that step. Maybe
I don't
not so
know.
accidentally.
I was just gonna say that the 640's running on washers, so dry. I don't know so much matters on that particular one, but
Yeah, well, that's the right answer. So
yeah,
Yeah, sometimes.
sometimes.
no.
Sometimes I like bearings, but sometimes I like a good washer.
Yeah, sometimes you like coconut though. So
Do I?
I don't know. Sometimes you don't.
I mean, if by sometimes you mean usually, then yes.
For the record, I also think washers are the correct ones.
Completely aside from coconuts.
I know it.
So, not as you say.
Look, I don't disagree with you that washered knives, especially titanium washered knives, are fantastic. But sometimes I want my knife to fall close so fast it cuts me.
We've said washers enough times. I'm just gonna throw up a picture of the
You can
640 here.
You can do that with washers and titanium and have it swing so much it cuts you.
I've done that with my Sebenza.
But I can do it easier with bearings.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You can do it lazier with bearings.
I said what I said.
Yeah. I said what I said.
I know what you said.
I feel like we said the same thing.
So this is an aesthetic only chain. I'm gonna say that right now. I do not consider DLC coating on a stainless blade functional. Sorry. So this is black wash DLC blade handles. The green carbon fiber has been replaced with black and white.
Is this silver twill? Like, what's the white?
Frosty. It's frosty carbon fiber.
Don't. Are they calling it frosty carbon
No,
fiber?
I have no idea.
Because I haven't actually looked into it. I seem to recall seeing a
Does it
picture on their
glow?
website.
It looks like it glows.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it glows either, but it looks like it should.
So this is actually a good time to bring it up. The reason that some of these things have been a little bit tricky to find out as far as information goes is because ZT only has the 22 on the website. If you tried to find any of these things actually on ZT's website, they tell you to go F yourself. So
File not found.
It's not great.
and then they just say carbon fiber on knives and tools. I've been looking at theirs. The carbon fiber is enhanced with a green glow. Damn, son. There you go. Boom.
Merp.
It is a glow. Oh, God damn it. You're gonna make me want this knife now. This buy it for the record. This is the knife worth buying because it has the least amount of price jump up. And
How much is this?
It got rid of the one problem with the 640, which was the gross green carbon fiber.
The green kind of grew on me, but how much is this?
I don't know, like $50 more, $75 more, not 185 like the goddamn ZT is, or the 470. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So
I think,
I still don't like how fucking close the tip of this knife comes to poking me every time I go to put my hand down. And it's like this, but no backspacer. Can I get some light?
Why don't you get out of its body?
don't turn on your flashlight again, Joe. We all
No,
know how
no,
that
no.
turned out the last time. So,
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you. No.
Watch the viewer count go down.
Just want to quickly shout out to Nicole Chapman in chat. They wanted to let us know that someone recommended our channel in a post someone put on EDC Reddit for new content creators. And here they are.
Cool.
So
Well, howdy.
I can say words sometimes.
Thanks.
Not this time.
Thanks, Nicole. Cheers. Thanks for joining us. That also reminds me I need a new drink.
Speaking of, I'm a very happy man right now.
You found the Waterloo pineapple. Good job. Good recommendation.
Yummy.
It's good shit. Don't buy it.
Leave more for Paul.
Yep.
All right. On that note, yeah. So it glows.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is a knife that I think we've all been very interested in at one time or another. I think this is the first one that we've all universally immediately just kind of been like, yeah, that's a nice looking knife. Like it.
There's one thing that annoys me about it.
And it's not the blade almost poking your hand from the
Not
butt end
even
when
a
it's
little.
closed. Okay, because
Nope.
that also that still bugs me a little bit. But
Yeah. Can you guess what it is? One thing. One small brown.
Not the
A thumb
pocket?
plate?
Oh,
plate?
the fact that the thumb plate's not DLC'd. Yeah, that is a little bit silly.
There's not anything else silver on that knife. What are you doing to me?
Hey, the edge is silver, the logo's silver.
Joe?
The pocket clip is DLC'd black though, right? Like I don't
I'm
actually.
pretty sure.
Did Dennis take any photos of the clip of that knife? I don't think so. There's a comparison shot of the original though. Yeah, and you could really tell here the difference in color between those thumb plates. Oh wait, there is no difference in color between those two thumb plates. It's the same one.
Like, did somebody forget to DLC them and they're just like, we got a time frame. Let's just get them out the door.
I don't know that this would have been a good business decision, but I kind of want to see like a copper plate for the thumb disc, just because the other two have copper in them. I feel like this one should also have just somewhere, and I feel like the thumb plate would make sense.
Joe,
it's already broken.
Where's that spray canister? Like, no.
Oh, like cat spray bottle.
Yeah, cat spray bottle.
I have one around here somewhere. My cat was misbehaving the other day.
Seriously.
I don't know.
Get it and spray yourself.
No thanks. I don't think.
No copper. Knowns of the time.
Like I said, I don't think it'd be a very good business decision, but I like the color combo, so it'd be cool.
I thought you liked copper, Dennis.
No, I like brass much more than copper. The only reason I like copper is because you can shipwreck it, and that is kind of fancy when you do that. But the weight on it. Ask me how often I carry my proper that's been shipwrecked. Yeah.
I like bronze myself, but you don't see enough bronze things.
Well, that's because they're literally on shipwrecks. But
that was an awful joke, Dennis.
It was terrible.
Horrible.
He gets points for accuracy.
I will say though, I do agree with you. I think bronze is a wonderful material that needs to appear more. But the problem is, how do you apply it, and at what volumes? Most times I see it's in like pins for custom knives or poker fixed blades. But
yeah, do an accent. Give me a bolster, something like that.
This knife actually with a brass bolster.
Braze a brass bolster to titanium or steel or something.
Okay, but
why are you all just like wrecking all of the things? Like,
because sometimes I say things just to hurt your feelings.
There's a bit of
seriously.
That
go back to 1986 with your crazy ideas. Go work with Gil Hibben.
All right. I mean, I was 3, but
no, you go back now. Like, leave the stream.
Oh.
That's it. It's all over now. All right. Overall impressions. Do you think that they improved each of these options, or nah? They did not. Improved. Do you think it was a net improvement
for change's sake? Look, if this one glows in the dark, That's an improvement.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an improvement because it makes me want to buy it more.
That's valid enough, I guess.
And I want to say, I'm not 100% sure, but I was just looking up. Yeah, there's very minimal difference between the current 640 and the limited edition 640, or
Yep.
BW, WBW.
All the materials are the same. It's just there's a DLC coating and the exact carbon fiber has been changed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's what I said.
considering that they did a 562 last year, put a gray PVD coating, blue carbon fiber, may or may not have glowed. I can't remember. And all of a sudden dropped another 200 on it. It was like $600 knife or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Look,
The $50 upgrade for this guy in the polar bear dollars is not bad compared to, I think it's well over 100 for the 470 and it's close to 100 for the 22.
I just want to say this to the knife community, the knife makers of the world. If you put glow in your knife, idiots like me will buy it. Just do it.
All of a sudden, I was like, oh, I kind of like
Yeah.
the 640, but I hated that carbon fiber. And now you make it glow, but you made it black wash, which kind of wrecked it too. But
That's
kind of not.
That's why I ended up with a gold plus. That's all I'm saying.
I know. I'm going to have to convince someone to blade swap.
Just handle scale swap.
That's exactly it. I'll buy the
Yeah.
limited edition one, but I want your knife. I'm keeping these carbon fiber scales.
Actually, the black and the green carbon fiber on the black wash might actually look better than the way it comes
Just saying.
standard.
I want to scale swap someone, and then we're in.
I might act. Okay,
Can you
depending
put
on.
them both back up on screen, Joe?
This is
Yeah.
$1,000 transaction, give or take, after this is all
Yeah.
said and done too. Which, I mean, for
You know
some
what?
people, CBM,
Actually, Dennis,
other people, yeah.
I might take you up on that. If you seriously end up with this limited, I'll get the original. We'll do a scale swap because I think I would really like the black with the green.
I like that silver with the silver and the blue and the yeah,
Yeah.
and it glows.
Yep.
Tee
Great.
hee.
I'm gonna blow a
Does
bunch
glow.
of money on more shit I don't need. Fantastic.
Overpriced
Because it glows in the dark.
aren't quite as nice as my Semenza, but kind of are close to as nice as a Semenza for significantly less price now. But
For it, this. Well, it's like the A100, like the Emerson A100. That's probably my favorite Emerson. This is maybe my favorite Emerson ZT, outside of the Tonto I have, but that's more nostalgia at this point. It's like, it's just fun. I think I can get over the tip being so close to the tip, or the butt end of that knife. I think I can get over it.
Justin is upset about all the black wash that Kershaw and ZT are doing.
But
that
They
everyone
made
is
cryo
doing.
and people liked it, so therefore they just started doing it to every knife they make.
Honestly,
I don't necessarily agree with him with going back to regular DLC coating because I like the wash more. I like the highlights of like all the like grind lines on that knife.
Yeah.
Looks
If this knife had been plain black, I wouldn't have liked it as much for sure.
Oh yeah, I only have this
That's-
knife in a plain black because this was the knife I had the option to buy. But I would have preferred a stone wash. It would have prevented scruffies and scratches like this one from standing out as bad as they do. It's actually way worse in person, but
be less
Yeah.
scruffy.
I
No.
was gonna say, Joe, the problem with trying to prevent some scruffies is, I believe, amongst the owner itself.
this is true. I actually carry and use my shit, so sometimes things get inadvertently damaged.
Oh, that's not where I was going with that at all, but Nerf herders. Anyway.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Nerd.
Aesthetically, I think I do prefer the solid blank on the Sinkovich here. But for something I'm going to put in my pocket and actually use, I think the full black wash makes more sense. It just...
I mean, I like it there too. I like both, but I don't necessarily like that wash. I like the highlights on the lines.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't look that
You know what I
bad.
mean?
Yeah, those high points.
I
are
like
nice
when I
to
carry
discuss.
my knives and they do that. So I'm gonna like it even more when it's right out of the box.
I think Joe wanted to segue to the 470, but you wouldn't let him on that one. So,
Oh, sorry, buddy.
No, it's all good. My feelings aren't hurt. Not really. Uh, I think we've talked about the knives themselves enough. We probably went over everything. We've reviewed 2 of these, I think. Um, we didn't do the 22, but
so
overall, as a concept, Factory series.
I have some follow-up questions now because we need to get the serial number off the 22 to see kind of just ballparking how many might be made, blah, blah, blah. The 470 on the copper threading. I'm also curious about, oh yeah. So I took a picture of the S110 20 CV blades.
Yes.
Now, I'm curious here because the S110 is actually in the code on this one. Because the code is 470 S110V type of thing.
Yes.
It doesn't have it written along the side of the blade.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
It
have
doesn't
what
have
written?
it as a separate line.
It doesn't have S110 written on the side like it does
No.
CPM 20CV because it's in the actual code itself, right?
Yes.
So I am also curious on if they stated all the steels on the same because they were the same steel and it's not in the codes themselves. Do the 22s and the 640s have the steel written on them as well?
I see what you mean.
Or are they special enough to not need those steel markings? Because ZT likes to billboard, as we can see in this both silver and black examples of all of the rating bullshit on my knife.
I was going to say, are they learning from other makers? But no, probably not.
Yeah, it's not exactly a paragraph, but we're getting close. I think lately Gerber's been the most egregious example, but it's still a lot here.
It's not quite a thesis, but
it's an opening statement.
They got a hypothesis in there for sure. They're looking to prove something. You can tell.
I don't think we'll ever see it come into commonality with production knives, but I really like the custom trend of having information either milled or lasered to the inside of handles. You see it with titanium frame locks. I think it's the Holt Spectre is one that has all the info on the inside of the handle. Like, that's just classy as shit. For what you're paying for a ZT and for how much milling they're already doing on the inside.
Well,
it's cool.
And I mean, even this guy, and I don't know if it'll pop up because cool scar dude, but M390, just like the Wii knives do, the old guard has got it like on the tang of the blade. Like it's, yeah.
I dig the way that Wii knives and obviously Monterey Bay does it.
Where it's subtle enough, there's a marking on it. There's stamped on the blade. It's not on the handle somewhere where you could.
Have we made it this far into the show without making fun of the concept that maybe
where's the old card? We took a
copper matrices didn't sell as well as they thought they might, so they had a bunch of copper left over?
Oh, yeah. The copper natrix, yeah, we almost got through the whole episode without making fun of the fact that, the copper natrix did not sound good.
Not terribly well.
No. And one of the theories, when you have a copper lock bar, I mean, yeah, sure, it had a steel insert, but it was a copper lock bar.
I worried about my aluminum lock bar. Where were you about my aluminum lock bar in my SR1?
Yeah, but you know the credibility of Lion Steel. They have won quality manufacturing from Chris Reeve at one point in time. So that counts.
I did watch somebody try and push the lock bar in the wrong direction one time, and I almost shat out all my organs.
Yeah.
Keep those on the inside, Paul.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Like your emotions.
Awful.
All right.
I said on the inside, damn it.
So yeah, no doubt. There's a time and a place, and it's not around me.
Could you do that over there, please?
So yeah.
So we're buying 3 of one of these knives? I didn't think we were going to all land on the same knife.
No?
On the 640?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think Joe swings towards that 470 because but
I still prefer the original.
Jimmy Cocoa Puff on the price, and is the
Yeah.
S110 and the DLC. If you like DLC, because DLC comes with a premium of doing a DLC, but if you don't like DLC, I'm like, why am I paying $20 more or $40 more or $50 more because it's a limited edition or whatever it is for a coating that I don't necessarily appreciate in the first place, right?
No,
So
I take it if I don't have an alternative when it comes to DLC. The other thing too, the copper inlay's only on one side. That was my original bitch about the original version of the knife. The carbon fiber inlay was only done on the one side.
Hey, if Chris Reeve can overcharge for one inlay, so can ZT. Okay,
Chris Reeve? No. Chris, hold on. The Sapenza had inlays on both sides.
That's what he said. He charges extra for the ones on the back.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he does. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yes. Okay, I misunderstood. Honestly, I think it's just because the Emerson design here is just the most. It feels the nicest in the hand overall for me.
I've almost bought that knife despite the green. I don't even know how many times.
Honestly,
playing the green has been growing on me because I just like the knife so much.
I know, but thinking about swapping the scales and having the green on the black, it's like kind of excited to see it done.
The 470 is a beautiful knife. I love the original 470. The ratchety, actually, the action on this one out of the box is actually what killed it for me. You know how we got 450s just recently, or 452? Sorry, the larger ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
And all of a sudden we were like, oh, there's the action that they were when they first came out. Because there was a while where there was a run of them that were like ratchety out of the box. They weren't nice. They weren't good. Paul's got one of the good ones. He's probably got it stowed away, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
So,
but there was a run of them that the action on them was very hit and miss. And then all of a sudden the last couple of batches have been like, oh yeah, these are nice, right? This felt like a bad 452 when I played with it.
You have to wonder if that's the
that's
DLC wearing unevenly on the ball bearing track. Yeah,
I will say.
Well, ZT needs to tell their DLC to wear more evenly,
or just mask the area like a sane knife manufacturer. Sorry, Paul.
The ZT, have you seen their Instagram battles? They're like rap battles, but no one wins.
That's fair.
You don't even
forgot
know
what I was going to say.
You got nothing. Rap battles, CT rap battle. So what's going on now? Yeah.
No, we're talking about something else.
452 ratcheties.
I was going to say the 452 on the shelf right now in our store is actually better than the one in my collection.
Mm-hmm. I believe that.
You can pin the lock bar and it still pops open nicely.
Oh, I just thought because you made it turn yours gross colors.
Bruh.
Hey, I like those gross colors.
Me too. They're gross in just the right way.
Yeah.
It's like it is much nicer on the shelf right now as we're having this conversation. Those are your words, man, not mine.
Yeah.
The action is what I was talking about. The action.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take it out of context and manipulate it for my own needs, okay?
That was the assumption, yes.
Yeah. We watched it in real time.
It happened to us.
Hey, you remember that time?
All right. Before we get too far off, do either of you see these things as investment pieces, the same way that you might see a limited edition Spanaco or Benchmade?
No.
Yeah, that's me neither.
It used to be. ZT used to have limited edition pieces that were definitely like a little more of an investor in secondary market flipperoonies. And
funny enough, it's the Copperhead is the one I'm thinking of. Had no copper on it, but
the ZT 0801 double, or yeah.
That was cool as hell. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and yeah.
Cal's asking if I found an Arkfeld yet. Yes, probably. So
May or may
That's
not be
probably going to
ordering.
happen.
They also came out with a whole bunch of hinderers that weren't factory special series,
Okay.
but they were limited edition. They came out with a bunch of 393 glow blue, Bowie, this, blah, 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 clip point with yellow and gold. And they
Yeah,
came out with a
that's
whole
nice,
handful of those, purple and black Bowie
Actually-
from Hinderer. And ZT did a crap ton of those. That was what, 5 years ago? Ish.
4 or 5
Those
years
flipped.
ago. Yeah.
Those flipped nicely. I mean, I'm pretty sure guys who
Yeah.
were sitting on those ones could probably still get a premium for some of those guys.
Part of that might be the Hinderer name behind it as well.
The following
But,
behind,
yeah.
yeah.
But they actually, I don't know, gave a shit and tried and made their models substantially different from the standards. Like, that, I think, is the biggest thing here. These are essentially palette swaps. Those knives, there was enough done where it's like, wow, there is actually effort going into things
I
that make
bet
these knives
you-
different.
I bet you a 620 or a 630 from Emerson has better resale value in new condition, blah, 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 than even this limited edition 640 will be.
Yeah.
When you're talking about even Emersons and flipping and limited
yeah.
editions and blah, blah, blah type of thing, I bet you a 620 and a 630 go for more, like, and will probably
Part of
go
that,
for more,
too,
continue
is-
to go for more.
I think part of that too is the perceived era of just like the overbuilt tough ZT before the pocket jewelry ZT. There's been a bit of a paradigm shift in that lately. ZT's been making some,
But
very
it
fancy
glows,
stuff,
man.
but... Okay, but that one also, notice the version that we all like glows, yes, but also has washers, not bearings. It feels a little bit more stout, a little bit more heavy duty. Just saying. Yeah, it's.
Why gotta choose, man?
Why do you have to choose?
Yeah, I like both. Why
Yeah.
can't I just have washers sometimes and bearings other times, and
It's fine
you
to have
can
both.
keep your judgment to yourself?
It's fine to have both, but I think there are 3 total knives in ZT's lineup that actually use washers right now, and 2 of them are assisted.
Yeah, that's fair. They should use them more. I will agree with you on that.
I'm not saying they have to go back to the super chunky, heavy duty, although there seems to be a bit more of a trend for that lately. So maybe now's a
will
good
say-
time. Yeah.
I will say this: bronze washers seem to work best with titanium handle scales. And what does ZT like to use most frequently on their knife handles, other than carbon fiber, is titanium.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not the wrong choice.
What, you mean those couple models that they're cheating and using stainless steel on? They're going to have to upgrade. You
Okay.
asshole. There's a couple. There's
What was that? We reviewed it. It had the weird stop pin that was floating. That one
the
was stainless steel.
990. Yeah, the 990.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Look, I'm not against bearings. So some of my favorite ZTs have bearings, but I'm just saying they're 640 is a hell of a knife.
It really is, especially when it glows in the dark.
Yep, there is that.
So,
If you
yeah.
guys didn't know, this one glows in the dark.
Well, tomorrow I'm going to go into the store and I'm going to take my flashlight. I'm going to go,
Yeah.
wee! All right, cool.
Okay, final question. Would you guys like the other 2 models more if they gave them the same glow-in-the-dark carbon fiber?
Yes.
Especially the blacked
I still
out
wouldn't
one.
like them, but I would like them more.
The blacked out 470, if they had it done a marbled with a glow in the dark and PVD'd and S110s,
Marveled with glow. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I like that.
yeah, they do those things. Those things exist.
Glow marbles.
Oh god, my marbles. They're glowing.
Yeah, that was my nickname. It looks like I'll have to change those.
Should get that looked at.
They're easy to see. They glow.
Terrible.
Oh.
Are we doing other topics tonight?
If you have them.
I kind of want to talk about an arc felt though.
Well,
You want to
all
talk
right.
about that light? Sure.
Kinda.
We're EDC
Well, but-
adjacent. We're a knife channel. We can talk about flashlights. Why not?
You guys
Why
are
not?
ridiculous.
It's a cool little light. I'm gonna find a picture in the meantime, but
mean, you can literally just go to Lights
That's
website.
that is what I am doing.
Well, good then.
And here we go. Beep boop. Look at this light. Oh, what's that? It's got a laser beam. That's kind of cool.
It does have a laser beam. It's like a freaking shark.
So who do we have to thank
Are you
for
going to put this around
bringing
your
this
neck?
to our attention? No, there's no lanyard hole, thankfully.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a Kydex sheath made for it. Neck carrying flashlight. No, I will not do that.
Comes with a pocket clip. And it comes in a bunch of different colors. It also comes in 2 different color.
Wavelengths of light.
Yes. So a natural and a more white light. Kind of washes things out a bit. Yeah, up to 1,000 lumens, built-in laser. There's a moonlight mode.
Washing things out. I'm just saying.
Not touching that one. There's also a moonlight mode that is 1 lumen. I am super excited about that. That is a feature that should come standard on every goddamn modern flashlight out there. Yeah, it's a form factor that I'm seeing more and more lately. Rectangular makes sense to carry in a pocket.
It makes it way easier to carry in a pocket. Yeah.
Yeah, makes it way easier to strobe your viewers on YouTube. No, it does not. So this one's got a mode selector between laser and flashlight.
Makes no difference. It's just as hard or just as easy in that situation. Yeah.
Well, in this case, the Claris is a single press for strobe. This one, I think Paul was saying it's a triple tap for strobe.
Triple, I think. Triple or quadruple? I think triple.
Yeah.
Double is turbo, and then triple is.
Yeah. Yeah, and a
So
memory
really,
function.
if you just start spasming, eventually
at some point
it'll go into defensive mode.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, even 1,000 lumens without it strobing will get somebody to, you'll get their attention, let's just say.
Yeah.
Especially if they're all hopped up on the goofballs.
Oh, the goofballs.
Yeah.
Are they glowing goofballs, though?
Probably.
Look, it's not my nickname. I don't know.
That's what makes them goofy.
That's near you, glowing goofball.
Yeah, there's some specs in here somewhere.
But yeah, it's a cool form factor. I like the idea of being able to carry it more comfortably. The reason I don't EDC a larger light like some of my coworkers might is because I don't like the round form factor in the pocket.
I put up with it, but this would be a very nice alternative.
Yeah.
There's the lighting levels, the run times. 41 hours on 1 lumen. It's great.
It's like, what, 8 days or something like that? No. I'm way off on that. What am I talking
I was
about?
going to say a little under 2 days.
Yeah. What am I on?
Which, I mean, yes, there are bigger, beefier batteries out there, but they're bigger and beefier. This is a compromised design in that it's small enough to fit in your pocket comfortably. Honestly, the fact that it does come with a magnetic charger does mean that I probably would be more tempted to top this flashlight up more frequently and keep it as full as possible. Which, yeah, it's not as good for your batteries, which are not replaceable in this particular model.
It's a lithium ion, right? Battery?
I believe so. Yeah.
So your best bet is to keep it between 20 and 80%.
Yeah.
So topping it up is not a bad thing.
Yeah, fair. The lumen range actually here to me is what's most useful here. On mode 3 it's 60, on mode 4 it's 15. For me, those are the two that are probably going to be the most used. Just for again situations where I need a flashlight and I don't need to see particularly far, but it is nice to have a flashlight that is capable of going up to 1,000 lumens if I needed to for some reason.
Yeah.
IPX7, so pretty good. You could probably go for an unintentional swim. It would probably be fine after the fact. I think IPX7 is submerged for half an hour under a meter without damage.
Is it a weird euphemism for drowning?
I meant just like falling in a river or stream or something, but yeah, or getting caught in the rain, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. So I say, do you often get fall into rivers?
No. No, I'm
Is this a
usually
concern in your daily life?
no, I'm usually fairly cautious around bodies of water and rivers and streams and such. So no, I don't tend to.
I thought
But it has
rivers
happened.
were your fair. Touche.
Not recently, but it has happened. Pretty scary.
There's a reason for the caution, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit of childhood trauma wrapped up there, but that's okay. Only 3 ounces, so this thing's actually not particularly heavy. Anyway, I'm excited about it. It comes with 4
Decent
different
throw too.
colorways.
Throws at like 100 meters, so it's not.
The
I
only
know.
thing, the only thing that kind of bugs me about this whole thing, and more to do with the information provided, but they're not telling you how long the battery lasts on the laser. I really wish it was rated for that. I know a lot of lasering is going to be incidental use, but I kind of want to know, how long could I actually use that thing for? What's the battery drain?
Are you thinking to like set it in laser mode, so if it turns the battery on, if it accidentally flashes the light on, it won't drain the battery?
Pretty much, yeah. I wouldn't want this. And that's the other thing too. My only other real complaint about this is there doesn't seem to be a lockout mode. It's you're toggling between the light and the laser. There's no like middle position where it locks out, which would have been easy enough for them to do. Kind of sad they didn't do that.
Now you can absolutely see in the photo here that that button is recessed too. So
Yeah, it's not
do
likely.
you need it? But yeah.
Yeah.
I would have preferred to see it too. I usually lock my flashlights out in my pocket, but
They do show this being carried in a bag here, a little pouch. That's more likely the
Justin
situation.
saying I got to be careful of the green laser. What I got to be careful of?
What's that?
Is it like Justin saying in chat that actually if it's a green laser, you got to be careful around that.
Oh, I don't think it's at the charge level or the using the.
It doesn't
the
trigger
diode.
the blink reflex in the same way, so you might blind somebody.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Noted.
no, that with lasers
Double
in general, you want to be careful. You're not shining them past people's heads, if possible.
Yeah, you have to shine right at their heads if you're going to do it.
Cal
Yeah, I was
says
gonna say
there's
the
a
same
lockout.
thing. Yeah.
Okay. Nothing. Word lock doesn't bring anything up on the website. Is it
Tell
just
us
a
how to
press?
do.
Is it just a press and hold, and then it locks out till you triple press or something like that? Or because that's, I think, yeah, that's what the MI7 here does from Claris, and that's been fantastic as far as lockouts go.
Yeah.
Quite often, OLED has been a press and hold to lock it out and press and hold to unlock, which has some pros and cons. But yeah,
That's what they're saying right here, or Cal saying right here is you just hold the center button.
Cool. Okay. For something that's recessed, I'm not that worried about accidentally depressing it while it's in my pocket. Normally, just because I don't carry a bunch of loose stuff in my pocket, the chances of it actually being hit pretty slim. But I wish they had done something like the Claris here. Like if you press and hold this, it's not going to go on. You have to 1, 2, 3 triple tap, and then it'll go. And then press and hold to move.
Well, he said to lock it out, you press and hold the center.
Okay.
He didn't.
No,
I
I'm
don't
just
know if it's necessarily.
maybe I assumed too quickly.
Yeah. I'm not sure. You might be right.
I'm pretty sure it is. It's also a press and hold.
Either
To
way,
activate it. Yeah.
Which there's several reviewers that have brought up in the past about the flaw to that is if something's pressed against it, it's just continuing to lock and unlock
1,000%.
a million times over and over again. But yes,
I'm into it though. I like this form factor.
a little big for EDC.
really, look at the size of it in this in the shot that dude's on here.
I know.
Looks pretty
know.
small.
I'm pretty sure Dennis
looks-
has seen it in his own hand.
It looks like XT2C sized.
It's shorter than that.
It's also going to be thinner than that.
It was because of the square versus the rectangular versus the round. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Some of you sons of bitches can rock a flashlight that big, but in my pocket, it's AA or AAA at best.
It looks like about the
It's-
same
it's-
profile as a smock, actually.
And that's
Kinda looks
fine
like-
if you want to carry a flashlight as big as your pocket knife, but I don't want to do that. It's
Oh, fair enough. See, that's just it. I'm coming from this.
Yeah, I know.
So,
That's why I was like, all you guys are raving
uh,
about this is a new EDC, and this thing's just too big for me. It's
fair.
it'd be fun, but for 1,200 lumens, it's like if I'm going to carry a big flashlight, going to punch something in the face with it.
That's fair.
So,
That's right. You're
and if I'm
lucky,
going
though.
to EDC a flashlight, it's going to be a whatever. Pardon me, 200 to 500 lumen, something small, which
I was
is
gonna
what
say
I rock. Yeah,
you've got that little drop. Was it?
yeah. AAA flashlight.
Yeah. I still like that little light.
I can see this replacing my back pocket knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't typically carry a light outside of your keychain these days, so
No, I carry a MI1C in my pocket.
okay, yeah. Oh, fair enough.
But even that, I don't like the diameter of it. It's bulky in the pocket. Drives me nuts. The thing for me, the biggest thing for me with this is that it's a decent runtime.
Yeah.
Decent size, decent throw, decent power. I've never needed more than 1,000 lumens. But it's also kind of a neat form factor that I can.
Yeah, see, for me, it's the form factor, the fact that it's back and forth between the laser and the light, and the fact that the light has a memory mode. It's going to remember the last freaking setting I had it on, and it's always going to go back to that. I love that.
Now, I really am curious now because lasers are just light, right? If I shoot laser beams at glow carbon fiber, does that supercharge the glow carbon fiber?
I'm not sure about the science behind that, but it might.
Or melt it. One or the other.
Just
No, I shot my hand with it. It was fine. I know you can shoot lasers at peanut butter, and that glows. You got to get it real cold, though.
That's news to me.
Yeah,
what
that's
the hell?
a thing. It is very mildly fluorescent under like the right conditions.
Strange.
Yeah, especially if you hit it with like liquid nitrogen. Anyways, random bullshit for your brain today.
Oh, thank you. That was very strange.
Indeed.
I guess unless we have any other last minute small topics, we are approaching 8:30 here. Oh, we're actually past. Oh.
We are. I'm good. I think we're good.
Cool. So yeah, ZT Factory Series. Better hope you like the design. It's pricey.
My factory says I'm special.
That's gonna be the title tonight, isn't
You
it?
sure are, buddy.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, it is.
At least they're coming out with something somewhat new.
Yeah. I mean, they went the rest of the year without doing anything new, so.
They used to throw this shit out 2 or 3 times a year in between making a couple knives and discoing a couple knives every year.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, but do you think they're selling less knives nowadays than they were 5 or 6 years ago?
I would guess. Probably selling more. Yeah. Probably selling more Kershaws.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I'm not shitting on ZT for saying that. There's been a lot of developments in that regard as far as like competition and what you can get for your dollar and stuff like that.
And even their own price point on what they used to sell for compared to what they sell for now.
Yep, that's a big part of it too. That's why
like some of their higher end stuff has close to doubled in value compared to some of the stuff a decade ago.
Oh yeah.
$300 knives are now $500 knives.
Yep. It's annoying and nonsense. Annoying nonsense. A memoir.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep. So, I got nothing. Everybody else got things?
No. I give this score other than my hiccups. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What the shit?
I know, it's been hitting strong for the last 5 minutes here. I give the Factory Special Series 3 football helmets.
I see. Hiccuping football helmets? Or
No. You probably will hiccup once you have the helmet on. But I think every one of these knives deserves at least one helmet.
Are you wondering why, Joe?
Yeah,
You know
why?
You know why.
No.
Don't think too hard about it.
Why? Because if I think too hard, I'm gonna have to wear a helmet of my own.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and then people will call you special.
I assumed the helmets were for us, or is it for the knives?
Thank you for cluing me in, Dennis. In that case, I guess I give this this series a 1 out of 2 inlays. You made an effort, and that's about the best thing I can say.
All right.
Is it a 1 out of 2 onlays too?
No, it gets 2 out of 2 onlays, but it only gets 1 out of 2 inlays.
Why 2 out of 2 onlays? Because it does one on both sides?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I think my hiccup was enough of a reaction.
Yep, fair.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna give it 1 out of 3. Because 1 out of 3 close.
All right.
I see.
All right.
Yep. And apparently, all you need to do to catch my attention is make it glow in the dark. Look, if you put some dinosaurs on there as well, you got me.
We've talked about this, yes.
Yeah.
Glow in the dark dinos.
Oh, put some glow in the dark dinosaurs on a goddamn knife for me, please. Universe.
It's a Stegosaurus.
That was awful. That was actually awful. I think we're all leaving.
Yeah.
You think we're all leaving?
So just end stream.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you to the Cutting Edge Cutlery Co. for letting us play with these knives very gingerly because you don't touch the copper, but.
And don't look at them the wrong way, for sure.
And I would have Emerson open just to see what the Emerson action was like, but there is no Emerson on that Emerson. So, yeah. Hang on.
Emerson it.
For the best. Do you want that thing with a wave on it? You're a monster. It's the wrong choice. Hiccups are your recompense for that, sir.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say no if there was a wave.
What is wrong with you guys?
If there was a wave option, I don't know if I would choose it over this. But if it only came in a wave, I don't know if I would buy those much.
I bet you buy gut hooks too, don't you?
I don't hunt, but yes, I do.
More for a tactical purpose.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's your destiny.
Someone else thank things while I hiccup. Jesus Christ.
Right. That's my cue. Thank you to the 5 or 6 people in the last week or so that's randomly followed us on Instagram. More confused than anything. I appreciate you guys for being around here.
Mm-hmm.
One day, it's probably not going to be today. It's probably not going to be tomorrow. But one day, you might see a new post from me.
It's probably not going to be today. On YouTube, it probably will be actually today. But
yes. I've been pretty good.
And also to the half a dozen or so, you're also going to get a sneeze on top of the hiccups because that's just going to round out everything.
That's how you hard reset, bro.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just created a black hole somewhere.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's inside of you.
Thank you to the half a dozen guys who subscribe on Patreon. We will have a thank you coming back to you guys. Who knows what it is? Who knows when it is? But it'll be a thing.
We've been saying, or I guess I've been saying all along, December, Christmas, 2023. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Reasonable expectations.
You really saved our bacon there, Paul.
Yeah, your prediction, and now we have to actually honor it. So
it's all my fault.
Oh God, pressure's on.
Look, the longer
we got a year to figure this out. Oh God.
The longer that we haven't completed this, the better that thing that they're gonna get is going to be,
Oh,
right?
don't say that. You're just raising expectations now.
Maybe the original expectations should have been very low. You don't know.
Maybe the original expectations
Crisp high,
probably are very low.
crisp high five.
And apparently, I should show or throw a thank you into Reddit. Somebody's. Yeah.
So Nicole,
Yeah, Nicole, thank
Yeah.
you. Whoever put it in the EDC Reddit for our live stream. Don't know who that was, but hope you appreciated our bullshit talking about some limited ZTs because they won't put anything else out. You know,
My
for now.
condolences on your tastes, and thank you for joining.
indeed.
Wow.
Hope to see you around some more.
She's already left. Let's be honest here.
Well, I mean,
didn't make it to this long. Anyway,
they're watching us. I mean, you know their tastes are gotta be anyway.
it's like I gotta stick it out to see how these hiccups end.
He's gonna kill himself, isn't he?
It's, yeah, it's just you hear a gunshot in the background after we fade to black tonight.
That's so
I was
much
just
more
gonna say
dark
you
than I
just,
was
like-
thinking.
You just instantly like form into a black hole and disappear.
I was thinking more along that, not you
Yeah.
killing yourself.
I'm starting to appreciate a self-made black hole pretty soon here. Jesus, I wish that.
Oh,
All right, guys. Had fun. We will see you all again next week. I think I'm out of town, but I think we can still make it work. So
I think we're gonna try. We're gonna try our damnedest.
we're still gonna try to make it work. So all right. On that
Sure.
note, I am who I am, guys. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
And I'm xl.ca.
Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night. Hopefully, Dennis doesn't die. We'll see you next week.
Oh, is it more sad if the gunshot sounds are pew 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 pew?
Sounds more painful.
Like
Well,
multiple shots to get
I
the
mean,
job done.
It
Yes,
was
that's
fun.
much worse.
It was fun. It hurt a lot. Okay.